Welcome to the Middleware Tech YouTube channel. In this series, you'll learn about GCC. All code examples used in the videos will be available on GitHub. Let's get started.
Let's talk about it. Now see, if you have worked on some other language or C++, if you have done, then you will find that delete is a keyword that is used to deallocate the resource used by a particular object. Similarly, new is a keyword that is used to create a particular object from the heap, right? But in Java, if I want to delete a particular object, I want to deallocate the resource used by a particular object in Java. So for this, we have a separate program that is called GCC, Garbage Collection and Completion Routine. Okay, so assume when you create multiple date object, assume you are using a for loop. So you assume you are creating an assume for int I equal to 0, I less than 10,000, I plus plus. So 10,000 objects you want to create inside a class. Fine. So what how I'm going to create date d equal to new date. So you're getting 10,000 object. Correct? Because the loop will move 10,000 times, right? So all this 10,000 object that will be created, it will be live in your RAM. So you have show, right? When you are using this d equal to null, when you are using d equal to null, then those objects become unused. Unused in the sense you are not referencing all the data object that is already available inside your RAM. Right? Whenever you are using d equal to null. So all those unused object be available inside your RAM. But those objects will allocate some resource inside a RAM. Right now, the question is that those unused objects, those are called unused object because it is not pointing out to any particular resource. Now, the question is that how we can deallocate the resource used by this unused object. How we can deallocate the resource used by this unused object. So we don't have to think about it when system resource is filled up with the unused object, then the GCC will come automatically and deallocate the resource used by this unused object. Okay. Now this GCC, now GCC will come automatically and deallocate the resource used by this unused object. So how I can call this garbage collection and completion routine? There is a particular method called GC. This method. Okay. So if I want, I can call it forcefully also. So it depends upon whether it will come or not, but if I want, I can call it forcefully also, this GC or garbage collection and completion routine. So just see here, let me show you. Talked about exception, no. Exception we'll talk about tomorrow. Okay, now just see here, please. How I can call a particular method, Control C, writing it. How I can call a GC method. So one program I have just written. This is a program on garbage collection. So we have to create an object of runtime rs equal to runtime.get runtime. And using that rs, I have to call this garbage collection completion routine GC. Okay. So already I told you that when you're creating a huge amount of unused object, right, then it will automatically allocate some resource from your runtime, from your RAM, right? Now, so what will happen? The free memory will be less. Just see here, please. That free memory will be less. That means free memory in JVM before garbage collection will be less free memory. Now what happened is that after that I'm calling GC, garbage collection completion routine. Once I call it, what it will do, it will allocate the resource, whatever the memory allocated by this unused object, that will be deallocation, right? Deallocate the resource used by the unused object. Then after that, once again, if I want to check, after just see here, please. So before garbage collection, I want to check the free memory. Once I call this garbage collection, after that I want to check that free memory, right? So we'll see some difference because already you have created 10,000 object, unused object, so they are running. So that time free memory will be less. Here free memory will be less before calling garbage collection, right? When garbage collection you have called, so automatically the memory used by those unused objects that will be deallocated. So then you'll find that the free memory will increase. Free memory will increase, right? Here free memory will be less. Once garbage collection called, you don't have to call it manually. That will be called automatically when the system resource filled up with unused object. But if you want to say no, I want to call it forcefully, this is one of the process how we can call garbage collection and completion routine forcefully. And once you will call it, you can see the free memory will increase. Just see this. Let me execute it. You can see now only. Okay, so let's create a separate class. Let's create a separate class. So right click, new class, and my class name, I'm using some package. Class name is demo. Okay, so inside the package I'm created inside SS, where it is inside this SS package. Fine, demo. Now what I'll do inside this is that the same thing. It's written right inside a for loop. I have created a class object. 10,000 object we have created. 10,000 object we have created. Date object. And if you want to import this date, you can take it util package, no issues. Right click, source format, save it. Now I'm creating 10,000 data object. Fine. So right click, run as Java application. Now what will happen? 10,000 data object is available inside a RAM. Right. Now let me execute this program. You can see from the output how it is working. Garbage collection class we have to create. Control C. Create one class. Right click, new class. So my class name is garbage collection, and inside this class, Control C, Control V. Okay. We like this, right? So let me see what is the output. See the output. From the output, you can understand how GCC actually work. So right click, run as Java application. Just see here, free memory in JVM before garbage collection. Before garbage collection, I have this much of free memory. See, it is 48, right? So 40, if I'm thinking from last 6 digit, 48 is the free memory. Now, once you have called this garbage collection, you'll find that this free memory increased to 84, double. So what happened? Before that, we have less free memory. Why? Because the unused object, memory allocated by the unused object, you have created 10,000 data object. Not only that, we have lots of objects you have created throughout the day, right? Maybe some of the object is already available. So then when you call this GC, rs.gc, then it will deallocate the resource used by this unused object. Okay, so that it will get the free memory will increase, and if yes, you find that free memory got increased, right? So it's a very good example to understand how GC work, how I can call garbage collection and completion routine forcefully, right? Okay, and very good examples. Now when you work on this GC, now before any object available to GCC, the state of a particular object is called phantom state. Before a particular object will be available for GCC, then instead a particular object is called phantom. Now when you are calling GC, assume when you're calling GCC, now see, before you call GC, you'll find that some object are unused. Okay, you'll find different state of a particular object. Some object are unused. Okay, some object you'll find it is connected with the object is connected with connected with some file. Some object, you'll find object connected with some external data source. Data source means with some database or some data related sources, some database, maybe some object is connected with that, right? Or some object is connected with some other external application. Some object connected with some external application. Fine, right? Right. So the thing is that now see, some of the objects are unused object, but some objects may be connected with some file or some data source or some other applications. So what will happen is that to disconnect the object from some external source like file, data source, or some external application, we use one method called finalize. We use this method finalize. The purpose is to disconnect the object from some external source like data source or some file or some external application. To disconnect it, we'll use this method called finalize. Okay, we use this method called finalize. Okay. So this is all about GCC, garbage collection and completion routine. And here also I have shown you the same things I told you, right? Okay, and that is all about basics on garbage collection and completion routine.